Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well, hope you had good weekends. Welcome, it's another week and we've started the week off with some news on Forza coming out of the Forza Monthly stream. Nothing groundbreaking, some good stuff though, which I'm going to talk about in this video. So we're going to dive straight in. I'm not going to chew your ears off for 15 minutes like I did last week talking about the blog post that they released, but we're going to talk about some points that I personally quite liked that they dropped into the Forza Monthly stream. I'm not going to talk about everything. I'll post a link to the stream if you want to watch it all, but just some things that they did talk about. So we've got Andy Bodwin here and Brendan Monroe, the game director and senior game producer at Turn 10 Studios, who came on the show to talk about some things in Update 2. Update 2 drops next week, Tuesday, the 14th of November. So let's get that penciled into the diaries. Could be quite a large file update, given that there are over 200 bug fixes coming to this game. This is a crazy amount of bug fixes coming to the game. But what the developers spoke about on this stream is being committed to delivering new content, new quality of life updates, and bug fixes over time, which is good to see, good to hear. They did say over time, so obviously that means now and in the future. But look, they've got long-term plans with this game, so as long as they can continue to keep improving it, I'm happy to hear that. So 200 bugs coming in this, 200 bug fixes, hopefully not 200 bug fixes coming in. They also said lots of car bugs fixed. One of the key things they spoke about this update being a priority was stability. So reducing crashes across all platforms is a priority. Hopefully we'll see a much more reduced number of crashes. They didn't say what was causing crashes in particular, but there will be a full patch notes list coming next week that hopefully we'll see what the fixes are specifically, but they did just say reducing crashes on all platforms. Also, the infinite hang on the upgrade screen has been fixed. Now, they didn't allude to what that is specifically. I'm hoping that includes when you're in multiplayer and you hit tune car and you make a tweak to your car, whether it's practice or qualifying, and it gets stuck on a fine tune. Fingers crossed that is part of what they talk about in terms of the infinite hang. Other things they mentioned, we spoke about in the video last week, card in top right hand corner if you want to hear about that. Another thing they said, they will be addressing prolonged intermissions on launch countdowns online in multiplayer races, which is good news. There's a lot of staring at black screens when you're in multiplayer, so hopefully that is reduced. Also adjusted multiplayer event schedule for more variation in event start times. Hopefully we'll see, maybe that means that once you get out of a race you don't have 2 minutes to get into another one, and then you have to, or 25 minutes for the next one. Maybe there'll be a nice middle ground in there somewhere. We'll see next week. Fixes to replays not playing, including cars not moving or floating. Now for some reason cars were being raptured up to heaven in this game in replays. I've personally not dabbled in replays, but apparently that issue's been fixed. The cars will remain of this world and will stay on the ground. So if you're someone who likes your replays, that issue will be fixed in this update. Another one that isn't listed here, a friend of mine will be very pleased to hear that the issue that was causing races to be raced on the spectate camera mode has also been fixed. So if you haven't seen that bug, I've not personally had it, a friend of mine has, and he sent me some clips, and it's frankly outrageous. It's just, you start a race and it's not on your chase cam, it's not on your cockpit camera view, it's on like a replay camera view, but it's live. So like you're trying to drive your car on these like broadcast cameras and from the grandstand and things. It's just crazy. So that has apparently been fixed and will no longer be an issue post update next week. Also, lots of car bugs have been fixed. They didn't say any specifics, given that there's 200 bug fixes coming in this update. I imagine a lot of those will be to do with cars, so we'll see in the full update notes that come next week. So yeah, that's good news. They did talk about having a full engineering team and testers working on these fixes, as well as quality of life updates, so hopefully we'll see more coming over time. Moving on. Whew, that is it is a mouthful. Here is a Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, and here is Yas Marina with some rain on the track. Interesting times. This track is coming to the game in next week's update on the 14th of November. Yas Marina will be available for everyone. Quickly, I'll just talk about Yas Marina. 4 track layouts coming: the full circuit, the north circuit, the south circuit, and the north corkscrew. So if you're a Yas Marina fan, get ready to enjoy all these layouts. I'm sure they will be filtered into all the lobbies coming into the game post update. Also, they did talk about that when you go into your single player career, Yas Marina will be inserted into some championships and tournaments and things like that in your single player campaign. Well, not campaign, but whatever single player mode. Yas Marina will be slotted in, as well as new tracks when they come over time. Speaking of which, before I go any further, they spoke about a new track that will be coming. Well, they didn't talk about a new track, but they basically just said Yas Marina is coming in November, and we have a new track slated for December. So I got very excited in my last video about, could we get 1 track a month on Forza? Well, so far it seems that way. No idea what the track is, but that is good news. There are a lot of tracks not in this game, and if we got a track every month, wow, we could have 12 new tracks, or some returning tracks, but 12 tracks could be added to this game within the next year. That would be impressive stuff. We'll see. But of course, we've got the Nordschleife, Nürburgring Nordschleife coming in the spring, so we're doing well in terms of getting some of these tracks in the game. No other details were shared other than there's a new track coming in December. When they say new track, could be a brand new track or it could be a returning track. I don't know. So yes, it's a new Yas Marina layout. As you can see, this is the new corner that they flattened out. They sort of made into a curve at the end of the second straight. I don't know the names or the numbers of these corners, but at the end of the second straight, previously used to be a very sharp 90-degree left-hander, right-hander, left-hander. Very sharp, very tight, not very awesome. Then, you know, the organizers of this track, designers of this track, got rid of all of that and turned it into one very long sweeping left-hander. So that is updated in-game also as well. The Lamborghini Sesto Elemento is in the game, as you've seen in some of these screenshots, as a showcase tour reward car. So here is the showcase tour, the prestige tour that will be getting added into the game with this update. As you can see in the top right, it says November 16th to December 14th. So that indicates this could be a very limited time offering. There's an Audi R8 and an Acura race car in single player currently that you get as rewards. I would highly encourage you to get these cars just in case it is a limited time reward. This to me indicates that these are limited time. If that is the case, go back while you can right now and get this Acura race car and the Audi R8. I think it's the R8 Performance or something like that. That's currently in the open tour class in single player. Moving back onto this, so you can see here Sesto Elemento and a 488 GTB will be the reward cars. Again, November 16th to December 14th. Lamborghini Aventador SV, Bugatti Veyron Supersport, Celine S7 LM, the Spania GTS Spano, and the Gordon Murray Automotive T50. Again, no confirmation if this is limited time or not, but those dates to me suggest it is. So, here's a Ferrari 488 GTB, nice, Aventador SV, Veyron Supersport, Celine S7 LM, believe this is a new car to the game. Spania GTS Spano, a returning car. Brand new car to the game, Gordon Murray Automotive T50. On to multiplayer. They spoke about Spotlight cars and the Spotlight series in featured multiplayer. TBA on the car for week 1. As you can see here, the Mazda MX-5 in week 2, the Bugatti Veyron Supersport in week 3, and the MG number 20 MG6 X Power in week 4. The Mazda and the MG will both be discounted Spotlight cars in the showroom, so they'll be in the game and you'll be able to buy those at a discounted price. So here are just some quick screenshots. With the MX-5, they didn't have the best of angles for the MG, so this is the best screenshot I could get out, but you've seen this car if you've played Forza Horizon, it's in there. Not a bad car at all. Car pass, lastly. So here are the cars. These cars got dug out online in, I believe it was setting advanced free play races. You could see these cars listed. Well, here they are coming in car pass for November 16th to December 7th. We have the 1965 Lotus number 1, Team Lotus Type 40, McLaren 720S GT3, the Mercedes AMG GT3, and a Peugeot number 7 DG Sport Competition 308. So here is the McLaren 720S, and here is the Mercedes AMG GT3. Nice to see some purposeful cars coming through the car pass. You know, nothing too absurd yet. I think we've had some pretty good cars so far for racing, so it's good to see that car pass is following that trend, and these will be coming to the game via update 2.0, obviously 1 car per week. So just to recap over that, November 16th you'll see the Lotus, November 23rd the McLaren 720S GT3, the Mercedes AMG GT3 November the 30th, and then December the 7th the Peugeot Sport Competition 308. So that's everything for this update. There were some small bits that they spoke about in terms of multiplayer that I'll go back into real quickly. Obviously they have the Spotlight series. Joining the Spec series will be the Vintage Le Mans Sports Car and Subaru BRZ Spec events. Spec series should also be retaining the Forza GT and Forza Touring events, which have been pretty popular. So that's everything coming to the game. Obviously we'll have a much more detailed idea next week when the patch notes arrive, but this is basically just a quick roundup in case you missed the Forza Monthly stream earlier on and you want to know just what's coming to the game, what these guys have spoken about, and some highlights. Hopefully you found that in this video. We'll see you on the track hopefully over the course of this week. I'll probably have more content, more videos coming from some gameplay, and hopefully next week the update is a positive one for the game. It solves a lot of issues for people who are struggling to play it as well as enjoy it, and hopefully we can have some good times with a new track and some new cars also as well. So thank you for your time today. Hope you have a good week, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe out there. Please race nice and cleanly and fairly on the track also as well. We'll see you next week. Take care everyone, and thanks again for your time today.